Hello everyone. In this video I will tell you about this. It is called a breadboard. In this we connect electronic components like resistor, capacitor and many other things without the use of soldering or permanent connections. Here we can use some components and just place them over, and they will have their connection wires just next to them. Here you can see a similar breadboard. In this you can see the connection lines of the points. So here you can see these two lines are the power lines and they are separated in between, and these lines are the major component rails. In this, these lines are separated or isolated from each other. So if a component is connected to the first one, it will not be connected to the second one, but it will have 5 simultaneous pins on this breadboard. So here when I have added a switch, this leg of the switch is connected to the other 4 pins also. Now let's have a simple demo of this breadboard. In this I will connect a LED, a resistor and a battery to show the basic connections how it is connected. Let us first hook up the LED. In this you can see the leg length difference. In this the bigger leg is the positive point of this LED and the shorter leg is the negative point. So I'll connect one leg to the one rail and the other leg to the other rail. So now I'll connect the resistor in series with the LED. So here you can see the first leg of the resistor is directly connected to the other leg of the LED, and the other left leg of the resistor is connected to a rail. So now we can simply hook up the two wires of the battery, which is negative and positive. In this the negative is the left side, which is on the left side, and positive I will hook up to the resistor. So here you can see this is a simple connection of a LED and a resistor in series. Now what I am going to explain is some basic connections of components on breadboard. So the first component I have is a capacitor, and I will tell you how to place. We have two legs on the capacitor. One is the positive side and the other one is the negative side. Here you can see a mark which indicates the negative side of the capacitor. Here you can see the capacity and its rated voltage. Next, the other blank side of the capacitor is the positive side. The other way to see is the length of the legs. The long leg is the positive side and the short lead is the negative side. So here I have placed the IC on the breadboard, and you can see a small notch on this IC. The leg just below this notch is the first pin. So how do we count the pin numbers of the IC is this: the leg just below is the first pin, second, third, fourth, then fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. So this is a 8 pin IC. This is the first pin, this is the 8th pin, and the all pins move like this: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. This is how IC is placed on the breadboard. And the legs, the points, these holes are directly connected to the pins but are isolated from each other. Let's say this first whole rail is connected to the first pin, the second whole rail is connected to the second pin, and this continues for all the 8 pins of the IC. And we have got extended points to connect components on these pins. So here I have placed the transistor on the breadboard. This is the first pin, this is the second pin, and this is the third pin. We always see the transistor from the flat side. And here the part number or the lot number of the transistor is written here. And we can, using this number, we can identify whether it is a NPN type or a PNP type. Now when we have placed the transistor in these holes, we have got extended legs or connections where we can connect other components to it. So the first pin, this is the this rail is directly connected to the transistor's first pin. So this condition applies for all 3 pins of the transistor. A transistor is always placed in which the flat side of the transistor faces us. Now what I have here is a buzzer. In this you can see a positive mark on the top of the buzzer. So the pin just below this positive mark is the positive point of the buzzer, and the other side is the negative side of the buzzer. You can also see the difference in leg length of the buzzer. The long leg is the positive side and the short leg is the negative side. This is how we identify the points, the polarity of a buzzer. Now I will build a simple piano circuit on this breadboard using a IC. Here you can see its circuit diagram, and I'll correspond with the circuit diagram. First of all, I'll place the IC on the breadboard. Next, I'll connect the capacitor on the first and the second points. Here you can see the capacitor connected to the first and the second point. Now I will place the switches on the breadboard. Now the condition for these switches which applies is that when we press the switches, the diagonal points connect. When we press the switch, the diagonal points connect to each other. This is the case for these types of switches. Now I will use jumpers to connect these switches to each other. Now I will connect the resistors to each other. So here you can see the first point is connected here and the other point is connected to the diagonal point of the switch. So the last thing left, so this is the buzzer which I'll use and the capacitor to be connected. As you can see, the positive leg of the capacitor is directly connected to the third pin and the negative leg is connected to another pin on the breadboard. Now the buzzer's positive pin will directly be connected to capacitor's negative pin and the buzzer's negative pin will be connected to the first pin of the IC, where I will connect the battery. Here we can also see that there is connection between 4th and 8th pin of the IC. So I'll do that. And we also need to connect the 6th and the 2nd pin of the IC. These connections are done. Now I will connect these switches to the IC, in which the resistor side is connected to the 7th pin. And the switch side is connected to the 6th pin. So here you can see the final connections and you can match them with this circuit diagram provided. Now I will just power this circuit using a battery, in which the positive point will be connected to the 8th pin and the negative point will be connected to the first pin. Now it's time to test this circuit. So when I'll press the switch, we should hear a buzzing sound on this buzzer. And when I'll press the other switch, we should hear some change in the sound. So this is how this all circuit works on the breadboard, in which we haven't used any permanent connections. The major advantage of making a circuit on breadboard is that the components are reusable and we can remove and replace them in another circuit or maybe in many circuits.